Well, Gardner, the fullback, downfield to make the stop for the Ravens. A look at John Elway. And we welcome those of you who have just watched the Philadelphia Eagles beat the Miami Dolphins by a score of 35-28. Let's hope our game has half as much exciting action as that one.
Who do you think Jimmy Johnson is going to fire this week?
Well, they can't fire the pilot. They've got to fly home. On first down, Elway and the Broncos, and the throw to Shannon Sharpe, who had 13 catches for 153 yards and 3 TDs 2 weeks ago against the Chargers. Starts off with a catch today, tackled by Gerald Williams and Ray Lewis. A quick look at the Denver offensive line. Another terrific year for the resilient Gary Zimmerman, doing the job at left tackle in front of Elway. And that line has blocked well for the running game. Terrell Davis 10 yards behind Jerome Bettis for the AFC lead in rushing. Shannon Sharpe leads the conference in receiving yardage. After an 8-yard gain on first down, it's second down 2 with the football at the 40. Motion behind Elway. The throw is to Ed McCaffrey in the flat. Donnie Brady makes the stop, but it's first down yardage for the Broncos as Denver chooses to come out throwing against the odd look of the Ravens' makeshift 3-4. Front 7 on defense. You can see the 3 down linemen, Frederick, Jones, and Pleasant. They've only got 5 down linemen on the roster today. Gogenius gets a rare start at inside linebacker in that 3-4. Langham and Brady have both had their difficulties at corner. Eric Turner is out with an injury today, replaced by Vashawn Adams at the free safety position for the Ravens. On first down, first carry of the game for Davis. And the second-year star out of Georgia, averaging 4.8 yards per carry, has a short gain here before Mike Kroll, a former Bronco, makes the stop.
Yeah, he's kind of making a homecoming here. But, you know, this is the story of the day. How do you go from a 4-3 to a 3-4 in 1 week? It's a big adjustment. You've got 4 linebackers who have all different reads. You have defensive linemen that are working different reads. Instead of 4 guys up front, you've got 3. They're working. They've got a little bit more space to deal with up there. And a big adjustment. We'll have to see how it affects this defense.
Setbacks behind Elway on second and down are Davis and Craver. And this is Craver with the football, coming back from an injury that kept him out of the Chargers game a couple of weeks ago. And Craver, who's averaging nearly 5 yards per carry, falls forward to make it third and short before Gerald Williams makes the stop.
Well, we've seen first running play, we saw Kroll come in and Mike Kroll come in and make a nice hit. Now we see Gerald Williams come and make a nice hit. This is what it's going to come down to. In a 3-4 defense, the guys up front are really asked to occupy some of the offensive linemen, take on double teams, leave some open lanes so those linebackers can come up, flow, pursue, and attack the line and make the big hits.
And you see that Denver leads the National Football League in third down conversions. This one, third down 2 from the 47. Elway throwing to Shannon Sharpe. Open field down the middle. Touchdown saving tackle by strong safety Stevan Moore. But Shannon Sharpe is down to the 25-yard line for the second Bronco first down of the drive.
And Shannon Sharpe, he is so smooth. Watch him. He's gonna fool. He's gonna come out. He's gonna start blocking. He hits Mike Kroll, knocks him inside, then just kind of slides out in the flat, dumps it off, and obviously John Elway knows what a great target he is. Not only to catch the ball, such sure hands, but once he gets the ball, man, can he run with it.
Sharpe, 2 catches early for 30 yards, 499 yards receiving on the season, on pace to threaten the record for tight ends held by Kellen Winslow. On first down, the throw in the flat to Davis, and Davis is met and dropped by Ravens tacklers for a loss of about a yard. Mike Frederick, number 94, reacting up along with Ray Lewis, the rookie middle linebacker, number 52 out of Miami.
Now the problem that you're going to do, and if you look at the defensive line, look at what's happening down in the pit. You're rushing 3 people. In this situation, you've got 5 offensive linemen working up against 3 defensive linemen. Look at the double teams. I don't care how strong you are, how quick you are. You're not going to get through. You got to start bringing linebackers, or John Elway is going to have tons and tons of time to find some very good receivers.
Lost the yard on the completion. Second 11 from the 28. Elway's throw is complete to Ed McCaffrey. Strong possession receiver for the Broncos. Knocked out of bounds by Donnie Brady, but inside the 22, about the 16-yard line.
And one of the adjustments, too, that we haven't talked about when we talk about this change to a 3-4 defense, the offense also has an adjustment. This isn't easy for the Denver Broncos. All of a sudden, you have a center who's been playing basically over nobody with a linebacker in front of him. Now he has a man in his face. Guards, similarly, now instead of having a guy that they can block right in front of them, have to go chase linebackers. So their blocking keys also change.
First down yardage on the throw to McCaffrey, so it is 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line. Craver and Davis behind Elway. John rolling right. Plenty of time. Throws in the end zone. It's caught. But Anthony Miller couldn't get the second foot down in bounds, and the ruling is incomplete.
Boy, the throw and the catch couldn't have been any prettier. I mean, John was rolling out, and as a player who's played against John, you know that he is as dangerous, maybe more so on the run than he is just standing still. But just look at this, right in stride to a man is covered pretty well. Unfortunately, just thrown a little bit towards the sideline. You can see here, definitely did not have even the 1 foot in as he caught the ball.
Beautifully done. 2nd down 10 from the 16. Craver and Davis still in the 2-setback formation behind Elway. Wide receivers to both sides. Davis tries the right side of the Ravens defense, and against that 3-4, as Gerald Williams makes the stop, they'll have a tougher time getting outside.
They will, because you've got some linebackers sitting out there. You've got guys that are a little bit quicker. Now, as long as these linebackers, the outside backers, are willing to come up and get on the line of scrimmage and maybe force some run support, come up and be the one to cut off that running back as he tries to turn the corner, then you can make some good plays. Also, importantly, besides the linebackers, the safeties become very important, especially when you start moving up in the line, going 8 in the box. The safety is very important to come up and plug the extra hole.
And as we mentioned, the Ravens missing their brilliant free safety, Eric Turner, out with an ankle injury today. 3rd down and 11. Elway throws underneath the coverage to Davis, and Davis strains forward toward the 1st down marker, but I think he's about a yard short. Looks like a gain of 10. It's going to be 4th down and a yard. Donnie Brady and Benny Thompson on as the nickel made the stop for the Ravens.
And this time they bring 4 people, but it looks like this Bronco team, we're not going to say that they're protecting John Elway because they're only blocking 3 rushers. That time they bring 4. Still plenty of time, as you see Mike Shanahan,
early candidate for Coach of the Year.
Without a doubt.
On 4th down and a yard, the Broncos elect to go for it rather than to give Jason Elam a rare field goal try. Davis, a hole in the middle, and 1st down yardage across the 5. It'll be 1st and goal for Denver. Deron Jenkins, number 25, reserve corner, made the stop for Marcher Broda's Ravens, but the Broncos gamble early and convert.
Good job by the offensive line of the Denver Broncos. It's going to start off to the Broncos' left, and he's going to bend it back. Good seal blocks. You can see on the backside, guys are cut off, defensive lineman knocked to the ground. It's not until the safeties and the corners come up to make the play that he gets stopped, and when that happens, you're going to get the yard at least.
And Tom Nalen, the veteran out of Boston College, having a good year at that position for the Broncos. Elway's throw off the hands of Aaron Craver outside the end zone. Coverage by Keith Gogenius from his inside linebacker position in that brand new, perhaps only for today, 3-4 defensive alignment.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, most offensive coordinators would love to get your running back matched up on a linebacker. They think that these guys are going to be a little bit faster, have a little bit more moves, and most linebackers aren't going to be able to keep up with the running backs. There, Craver just with well, not a bad catch because it wasn't a catch.
Almost 7 minutes eaten up on this particular drive. Broncos looking to get into the end zone with their first possession of the game. Play fake to Davis. Elway looks in the end zone and has his man, and again, they rule that Anthony Miller, though making the catch, did not have feet on the ground in the end zone. Langham again on the coverage.
And again, a good call. There's a bootleg here, John Elway. You see McCaffrey dragging. He gets knocked off. Kind of shouldn't have bumped him there. But once again, I don't know. That looks to me like if we looked at it again, he comes down. The majority of his body makes contact inbound.
Boom, boom.
He has control of the ball. He might have been babbling a little bit. That might have been the good call.
And you saw Langham looking at the official and trying to help with the call. It's 3rd down goal. 14th play of the drive. Elway with the straight drop back fade in the corner. Caught. Touchdown. Eddie McCaffrey. They beat Deron Jenkins, the rookie corner out of Tennessee, on the fade pattern, and McCaffrey making good use of his 6-foot 5-inch frame.
I was going to say, you've got Deron Jenkins at 5'11". You've got McCaffrey at 6'5". perfect situation to throw a fade. John Elway is so good with a touch of this. Look at this. Watch out his feet. 1, 2, touches it down. And the referee right there, right in the corner, nods the head first and then signals touchdown.
Boy, as McCaffrey found a home here in Denver, the free agent from San Francisco becoming a favorite of Elway's, gets the touchdown there. Elam adds his 19th consecutive PAT of the season. First quarter, 7-0 Denver. Mike Shanahan's Denver Broncos with another efficient show of offense. First possession of the game, 7 minutes, 53 seconds, 4-yard touchdown pass. Elway to McCaffrey. And now Randy Baldwin takes Elam's kickoff near the goal line, fights his way.
Second half of the Ravens strategy, they've got to get some ball control and keep it in their offensive hands.
First down, 10 yards to go with the football at the 29-yard line. The give is to Ernest Biner, who in his 13th year in the league is off to a terrific start with 455 rushing yards already coming here into Denver. Let's quickly take a look at the offensive lineup for Baltimore. They are missing starting left tackle Tony Jones today. Herman Harvey, one of the better backups in the league, takes over. Jonathan Ogden off to a terrific start, the rookie at guard. Testaverde with Biner behind him, and two outstanding wide receivers, Michael Jackson and Derek Alexander, to stretch the field for his offense. Gain of 4 on first down, second down, 6 from the 34. The give again to Biner. And Biner, who's likely to get a lot of work today, if he can do anything with it on first and second downs, has a gain of a couple. It'll be third down.
Very close to the first down. Good play. They had Brian Kinchin, their tight end, number 88, in motion. Kind of sat up behind, kind of like paused and stopped in front of behind the right tackle as the ball was snapped. He went forward. The hole opened up. He went up and made a nice block on the linebacker to give a little extra room.
We'll show you a graphic rundown of the Denver defenders as soon as it becomes appropriate. Right now, third down, a yard to go from the 38-yard line. As Biner got 9 yards on those first 2 carries, they try him again, and this time he's stacked up by the left side of the Bronco defense, led by number 53, Bill Romanowski. Atwater was there. Dan Williams was there. No room for Biner.
Well, what they did is the Ravens pulled 2 linemen. Watch it come around. But Romanowski comes up and just blows them up. He gets in, takes them both out of the play. Biner has nowhere to cut, can't turn outside, can't cut back in, has to go down.
Brian Kinchin snapping on the punt. His brother, Todd Kinchin, deep to receive for the Broncos. Brian Kinchin's huge goal for today, game within the game. He wants to tackle his brother. And Todd says, it ain't going to happen. Kinchin takes the football at his 14, gets past the first wave, and is knocked down after a double-figure punt return. Benny Thompson, number 37, downfield to take away from Brian Kinchin the privilege of knocking down Todd Kinchin. By Greg Montgomery of the Ravens, John Elway and company start from their 28-yard line. Terrell Davis, room, daylight.
Oh, this could get ugly.
And Langham catching, not soon enough. Officially, they'll call it 71 yards.
Jim, in this defense, they're telling linebackers, attack, attack. You see Keith Ogenius there over pursuing number 43. Rashawn Adams was in for Eric Turner. Missed the tackle. Beautiful cutback by Terrell Davis all the way in for the touchdown.
Longest run of Davis's relatively brief career. He's only in his second year. But that 71-yarder is so far the longest effort, and it gives the Broncos a 14-0 lead in the football game. 5:26 still to go in the first quarter. Tough sledding ahead for the Ravens. Off by Jason Elam of the Broncos, already up 14-0 in Denver. Jermaine Lewis takes the kickoff for the Ravens and is belted as he comes across the 20 to the 25-yard line. 71-yard touchdown run moments ago for Terrell Davis of the Broncos, who already have 139 yards of total offense. And Bob, when you see him like that, you have to think first, Does he have a migraine?
Yeah.
In this instance, I don't think so.
Well, there are two of the things they did for the migraine was a 2% lidocaine spray, which numbed the inside of the sinus cavity. Second was oxygen. But right now, he's smiling under that oxygen mask. I think he's just sucking a little air after running all those yards.
71 yards at 5,280 feet altitude. That'll take a little bit out of you momentarily. First down for Testaverde and the Ravens at the 25. Early at tight end.
Yep.
Making his first appearance in a Ravens uniform. Green wearing number 86. If you're a Ravens fan, that number had belonged to Ray Etheridge, but Green bought it from him. So he'll wear 86. Etheridge now wears 85. On first down, Testaverde throws, complete. Romanowski making the stop. It was indeed Green who made the catch. Let's quickly check in with Greg in New York. Catches 119 yards today. Back in Denver, Ernest Biner getting a heavy workload early for the Ravens. And Tyrone Braxton, the strong safety, makes the stop after a gain of about 3 by Biner. Quickly, let's take a look at the Broncos defense. Surprisingly effective so far. Number 1 in the AFC. Tremendous pass rush out of this front four. They're only 2.5 sacks away from equaling last year's total. Romanowski has been a huge addition at the strong side linebacker. Rookie linebacker John Mobley doing a heck of a job from the weak side. And of course, the free safety Steve Atwater is a perennial Pro Bowler. Third down, 7 yards to go from the 28. Testaverde down the middle, and it's batted away by Tyrone Braxton. Dan Williams was the man who had pressure on Testaverde, and as you can see, Michael Dean Perry got there also to say hello to Vinny.
Right, Michael Dean Perry fighting through. Watch him. You see him right in the center of the screen fighting through a double team. And also Dan Williams coming off the left side of the screen, both getting to Vinny. But beautiful play by Braxton. Unbelievable. Yeah, so you can see Michael Dean right in the middle. He's battling two guys, and that shows his hand control, the way he fights with his hands to be able to fight through that double team.
Second punt of the game for Montgomery. The first one went 50. Todd Kinchin again deep to receive. Brian Kinchin again snaps and then hopes to get at his little brother. Fumble by Kinchin. That has been his particular problem. And once again, as was the case a couple weeks ago when Kinchin coughed it up, a Bronco got on the football. It was Deron Jenkins who knocked it loose and Randy Hilliard who recovered it for the Broncos. 55-yard punt.
Yeah, beautiful here. Deron Jenkins, really good timing in getting in and making the play. The ball, Kinchin just had the ball put away, but Deron Jenkins just looked like he got his helmet right on it, knocking it loose. And but the Denver defenders coming down. Great pursuit to make the recovery.
An alert play by Randy Hilliard, the nickelback, to get on the football for Denver. You see scores at the bottom of the screen. Carolina rolling once again at home, Bob. They're virtually unbeatable in Erickson Stadium. Well, so far, they're unbeatable in Erickson Stadium. Elway's throw to Shannon Sharp, well defended by the Ravens. Langham is there to knock it away.
And Antonio Langham, who's been having some problems, making a nice play right there. And I'll tell you, so far we're seeing great secondary play by both teams, except for a couple of occasions with beautiful catches.
Did you notice? I'm sure you weren't terribly surprised to see that the Bengals lead the 49ers 14-0 early.
Of course not.
Yeah,
of course
you
not.
knew that was going to happen.
I knew that was going to happen.
Second down 10 for Elway and the Broncos. Two scoring drives already on the books for them. Davis again with a cutback and running room, and he's stopped by safety Vashon Adams after a gain of about 5. Let's go to Greg Gumbel once again. In the first quarter, so the Bengals begin to get their money's worth from Hurst. And now third down for Elway and the Broncos, and Elway throws what could have been an interception had not Mike Sherrard jumped all over the back of Deron Jenkins. And for the season, 42.7 gross, 37.2 net. High kick. No fair catch. A very brave Jermaine Lewis gets outside. And a flag is down in the middle of the field. Career. It's the richest day in racing. Peter Scott. Next Saturday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern here on NBC. Meanwhile, Biner again tries the left side for the Ravens, and Michael Dean Perry with a stop for the Broncos.
Boy, beautiful job by Michael Dean that time. He is so quick off the ball. He's almost moving before the offensive linemen are. Slipped through, was able to trip up Biner before he's able to get on track.
He was quick when he was fat, and now he is like bony thin, man.
Well, yeah, he was making fun of me. He's like 270, 285, 80 pounds, something like that.
The nerve of Michael Dean.
All of a sudden, he's eating right, and he's giving meat grease.
Biner again on second down and slips outside for a few yards before Lionel Washington comes up to make a strong tackle from corner.
Well, in Lionel Washington, you see, here's a guy that played in with me back in the old Raider days, but has made a real impact on this team. Watch, you're going to see him on the left side of your screen come up. Beautiful play by Lionel Washington, just staying out there, keeping the run support, keeping his position.
That was a two former Bob Golick teammates play. Because you're a former teammate of Biner's and a former teammate of Lionel. They were out there hitting each other in honor of you.
Interesting side note.
Third down and 2 from the 34. Testaverde throws, good enough for the first down across the 40 to the 41. If, in fact, it's ruled a completion, Floyd Turner, number 87, free agent acquisition from the Colts, was the man who made the catch, and indeed it is good for first down yardage to the 41.
Well, let's take a look at what's happening down inside. Michael Dean Perry, you're seeing, trying to get a little jump there. That's where his quickness comes from. Let's watch him working there up against number 75, Jonathan Ogden. And, you look at that, and you see Ogden grabbing the jersey. So many people say that's holding. But I'll tell you what, the referees will not call it as long as the guy is grabbing inside the frame of the shoulder.
They takes the Testaverde, gets away from pressure, flips to Biner. Biner has a gain of about 9 before he stops just at or perhaps slightly across the 50-yard line. Under a minute to go in the first period, John Mobley with his first tackle from scrimmage in this game.
Well, Ernest Biner getting tremendous amount of work, not only in the run game but in the passing game. But we also have to remember, we talked about him a little bit, Bam Morris also now a Raven and ready to play. And a lot of people saying, how come Bam Morris hasn't played more? Marcia Broda basically said, hey, Biner's playing so good, why would we do that?
Good question. Second down, less than a yard. Ideal deep passing situation he's doing so far with Vinny T.
And we talked about it, what the Ravens have to do with that defensive problem. They've got to keep their offense on the field, and Vinny's the guy that's got to do it. He's got to balance that pass game with the run game and keep the offense on the field, score some points.
First down, fake to Biner, complete to Eric Green, and the huge tight end, former Pittsburgh Steeler, cut by the Dolphins, is stopped by Ray Crockett, but not before picking up another Ravens first down, this time inside the Denver 30.
And he looked tall last night. When we talked to him, we talked to Eric, he looked tall.
He looked thin.
He did not look that heavy.
Yeah.
And he did stress to us that he said, I have never weighed over 300 pounds. And I say to you, Jim, liar.
Well, you know, he has a large following, Bob. And some of the fans like him as well. It's first down 10 from the 29-yard line. Biner slips. After taking the handoff from Testaverde, he was looking to cut back and credit Alan Aldridge, the middle linebacker for the Broncos, with a tackle.
And here, and I'll tell you what, Biner, even at his age, how long he's been around, he still has the moves. And obviously, this is more of a turf slip than him. He has the cutting ability, the ability to find the holes, and there you just see the turf give out on a little bit.
Of course, ironically, one of Biner's greatest traits is that he can go a whole season or more without fumbling. And the irony of that, of course, is that particularly here in Denver, you can't mention his name without remembering the one fumble that haunts his career. Testaverde is sacked. First sack of the day for the Broncos, who lead the league in that category. Alfred Williams, picked up from the 49ers, is up to 6.5 sacks for the year.
And boy, just a good pass rush. You knew that this was going to happen eventually, like you said, with the numbers. Watch Alfred work here. Just a great swim move to the inside on Herman Arvey, who is replacing the injured Tony Jones. And hey, when you got your starter down, granted the backups are good enough to play, but you always know that there's going to be an opportunity to take advantage of it. And right there, Alfred Williams took advantage of Herman Arvey replacing Tony Jones.
So it's third down 19 at the 38. Ravens trying to preserve this scoring chance. Biner in the middle of the field, cuts back effectively inside the 32, about the 28. Atwater makes the stop, but they're only 1 yard inside the original line of scrimmage, which began this 4-down series. So they got 4th down 9 at the 28, and the field goal unit will come on.
And you talked briefly about that Biner fumble. Well, I will not let that go by without reminding people that the Browns were losing dramatically at halftime. If not for Ernest Biner's play in the second half of that game, they would not have been in a position to win that game. So you can't put it all on that man when he fumbled the ball at the end of the game.
46-yard attempt. Stover hasn't hit one this long all year. He's missed his only 2 beyond the 40 mark, but this one goes through. So the Ravens are on the ball off of the Ravens, and behind those gorgeous front range Rocky Mountains you saw in the billboard shot, there is snow brewing in Utah and headed this way. So we may see some snow sprinkles before the day concludes. Vaughn Hebron waiting at the goal line for the Broncos as Matt Stover gets ready to kick it off for the Ravens. The Ravens just having converted a 46-yard Stover field goal to get within 14-3. The Broncos scored on their first 2 possessions. Hebron at about the 5 is belted at the 25. Gogenius downfield to make the tackle, number 50. And it will be Elway and Denver ball at the 26 with 12:24 to go before halftime.
Well, like I said, part of the game plan for the Ravens is working. Well, not totally, but it worked. That they were able to run some time off the clock, able to get some points on the scoreboard. Now, after last series, the Ravens were able to force the Broncos to punt. They've got to do it again. They've got to get this defense on track.
Terrell Davis is in a slot with Craver behind Elway on first down 10. The Broncos begin to spread the field just a little bit more than before. Elway hits Craver as he slips out of the pocket, and Gogenius makes the stop after a gain of about 5.
And there's that matchup again. We saw it early in the game. Gogenius on Craver. Craver drops that pass. This time he's able to get a step on Keith Gogenius and pick up a couple of yards.
It'll be second down 5 at the 31-yard line. Another look at Elway surveying the field and using his still great feet to get away from pressure.
And good reaction by Gogenius. I don't know that he had a man-to-man. He really seemed to be kind of surveying what was happening inside, maybe spying on Testaverde a little bit.
On second and 5, Terrell Davis again. Already has a 71-yard touchdown run today. Now Stephen Moore is able to stop him as Davis gets into Ravens territory at the 44, make it the 46-yard line.
The 3-4 defense, as I said before, lends itself to over pursuit and the ability to have a cutback lane. Now watch it start to run here. You're going to see the play start. It's going to start off to the right. Now stop right there. Boy, all the linebackers over pursuing the cutback lane wide open, and you're going to see that a lot until these linebackers on the backside are able to react, stay home, and not over pursue.
Davis already over 100 yards rushing in the game. Elway again under pressure, fires that one out of bounds. It'll be second down 10.
Well, as good as his defensive front is starting to get in, and some of the linebackers starting to get to Elway, the one thing we have to be concerned with too is, yes, maybe it's working now, but as this day goes on, without fresh troops to step in, without fresh troops to spell them, it could get long and tedious for this defense.
Don't know what Jerome Bettis is going to do against Houston today. Don't know what Eddie George will do against the Steelers, but Terrell Davis is making his statement here in Denver, where it's 6 carries for 106 yards early. Second down 10. The throw to McCaffrey. McCaffrey's close to the first down marker as he's run out of bounds by Donnie Brady. 4th catch already for McCaffrey.
And McCaffrey just ran a very good route. Donnie Brady getting over there a little bit too late. But nice route by McCaffrey as he just turns to the outside, gets the separation needed, and makes the catch. But once again, once a guy like McCaffrey or Miller, any of these guys, gets a little bit of room, you're not always going to find him.
Elway completing 63% of his passes coming in. The last 2 games, he's thrown for well over 600 yards. His best 2-game stretch back-to-back in 11 years. Terrell Davis shows signs of maybe never having another bad game as Keith Gogenius stops him after a long enough gain to move the chains once again, give the Broncos another first down at the 32-yard line.
And, I'm going to have to just stop saying it because it's going to get old because it's the same thing over and over. The offense for the Broncos that time started running to the left. What'd they do? Cut it back to the right-hand side because all the linebackers flowing to where the initial contact would have been, and Terrell Davis able to bounce it back where there was very little support.
Rest assured, I'll never tire of hearing you say it. Rod Smith in motion behind Elway. Rod Smith with his first action of the season. Elway throws down the middle and completes for a short gain to Shannon Sharp. Ray Lewis makes the stop from the inside linebacker position. 3rd catch for Sharp.
And as you start to see this, the change in the defense, the coverage assignments change, watch Sharp here. Just finds himself a nice little spot in the middle. All the linebackers reacting late to make the play. But that's part of one of the differences here running this 3-4 defense. They have different zones of responsibility. What they're doing now is they're thinking about where they're supposed to be instead of reacting like they did when they were playing the more comfortable 4-3 defense.
Gain of 5, second 5 to 27. Play fake, Elway down the middle of Sharp. Great catch for Shannon as he pulls it down inside the 10. They had a linebacker matched against him. You can't do it.
Well, we talked to Shannon yesterday, and he said two things. He goes, they can't stop me. If they put a defensive back on me, I'm going to physically throw him out of the way. If they match me with a linebacker, even if he tries to hold on and keep him from going downfield, it ain't going to happen. I'm going to beat a linebacker every single time. And that linebacker was Ray Lewis. And Ray knew that Shannon Sharp had the advantage. You saw him trying to hold on to the arm and keep him from getting that open space. But, boy, Shannon Sharp has got the hands, and Ray Lewis is going to try and recover here.
First and goal at the 4, and now Elway 4 catches, Sharp 4 catches. Broncos are sharp, if you'll pardon the pun, in this first half. Touchdown, Terrell Davis. Well, they found a way to block that 3-4.
They found a way to do it all day. And that one goes on Keith Beganius, and, I don't want to point fingers, but like I said before, this was a cutback. It's up to the backside linebacker. You can see at the top of your screen. He's got to get up on the line of scrimmage, but where is he? He's on the goal line. He's on about the 1-yard line, giving Terrell Davis all the room in the world, the good angle to be able to make the cutback.
And you know what we saw in the near foreground on that replay? You saw Shannon Sharp make the terrific catch to set it up. He had a lights-out block on Gerald Williams stealing off the outside of that play on the succeeding play.
He does it all.
Another look at Elway. Given to Davis. Another touchdown for the Broncos. 8:27 to go in the half. 21-3 Denver. The NFL on NBC. And we bring it back to Denver where Gary Kubiak, quarterback coach and offensive coordinator for the Broncos, talks it over with John Elway and Shannon Sharp, who say, Gary, we already succeed to the max. How could we possibly get any better? Elam's kickoff. Sailing to Jermaine Lewis. And Lewis wisely downs it in the end zone. It'll be a touchback. The Ravens will start the possession from the 20. Follow the NFL on NBC. About a man who will soon be a big free agent winner in this league, at least monetarily. First and 10 for the Ravens. And the give is to Bam Morris. The former Steeler running back picked up as a free agent after his difficulties with the law in Texas during the offseason. Morris's first carry as a Raven gets a couple of yards. It'll be second down 8.
Now you look at his numbers there. We talked to him briefly, and there was almost a feeling in talking to him that he feels that there's almost a need of vindication here. A lot of people look at him and they see what the turmoil that he went through. He's looking to prove that he can go back out and still play this game and play it effectively.
Jonathan Ogden limping off to the sideline for the Ravens. Not a very happy sight for the Baltimore franchise as they look at their star rookie. He's had his troubles early dealing with Michael Dean Perry here, and now wanders off. And so this next play will be the first significant down from scrimmage that Ogden has missed offensively for the Ravens this year.
Boy, he has been a stalwart in there. And you look at the size of the guy. You made me stand up next to him yesterday in the meetings.
I am cruel, aren't I?
You sure are. And he is so much bigger than me, as I am so much bigger than you.
That's right. It's
to put
about
that in
the same
perspective.
comparison.
Yes, exactly.
I'm not exactly a big guy. But it was nice to see somebody dwarf you. On second down 9 from the 21, they credit Morris only with a gain of a yard. He's whipped behind the line of scrimmage by Steve Atwater.
And boy, do they miss Ogden. Ogden's replacement, Jeff Blackshear, who they picked up from Seattle. He steps in. Ogden would have been right here. Now watch, that's where Blackshear is. He's going to pull, and he just gets jammed at the line of scrimmage and pushed back into the backfield, right into the running back. And then also great play by Steve Atwater coming up. But Blackshear stepping in for Ogden. really just not as physical in that play as he needed to be.
It was Ma'a Tanuvasa who whipped Blackshear at the line of scrimmage. On third down, excellent throw from Testaverde. First catch of the day for Derek Alexander. Lionel Washington with the tackle, but it's a big third down conversion and a 1st and 10 for the Ravens.
Like we talked about so far, they've got to keep it away from that Denver offense. Every time Denver touches that ball offensively, they're going to have problems. This offense for the Ravens, they've got to keep getting the first downs. They've got to walk it down the field, and they've got to get the points. They can't, there's no sense in having ball control if you can't put the points on the board.
So after the big throw from Testaverde to Alexander, it's 1st and 10 from the 33. Looks like the screen as Testaverde, under pressure, tried to release it to Eric Green. Bill Romanowski was coming.
Well, Testaverde had a great opportunity to get that ball off to Eric Green. Looked like, I don't want to say he was flustered, but it certainly affected his throw. Both Romanowski and Aldridge blitzed up the middle. You're going to see what happened. Aldridge 57, Romanowski 53, both coming up the middle. Aldridge gets picked up, Romanowski gets free, but he's rushed to throw the ball and throws it in the dirt in front of Eric Green.
Second down 10. Plenty of time for Testaverde this time. Deep, intended for Michael Jackson. First throw of the day for Jackson. Good coverage by Lionel Washington.
It was good coverage by Washington. Michael Jackson really seemed to kind of shorten his route. Here you see the defensive line. Nice blocking up front. No blitz that time. Basic 4-man rush with the lineman up front. And this Raven offensive line able to deal with that. It's when the linebackers and the blitzes start coming, it looks like they're having a little bit of problem.
Blackshear able to handle Michael Dean Perry there with help from Herman Arvey, and Bam Morris picked up Alfred Williams. So that time they got the protection for Testaverde. Third down 10 from the 33. Complete to Alexander, and he breaks away into Denver territory. Cuts back past Atwater and gets all the way to the 25 before Tyrone Braxton made the saving tackle.
Oh, Steve Atwater is just smacking the turf. He can't believe he missed that tackle. You're going to see that's a nice, good protection. Dumps it off there in the flats. Great play. Bad tackle by Randy Hilliard. Didn't wrap the arms. Didn't get centered on him. And here you're going to see Atwater overrunning it. He should have used, I mean, as a defensive back, when you got a guy running down the sideline, you use the sideline. You leverage him into the sideline, and either you tackle him or you force him out of bounds. You don't overplay it the way Atwater did.
Alexander came in second in the conference in receiving yardage behind Sharp. And 2 big catches in this drive. That was down incomplete. Randy Hilliard on the coverage.
That was close. Randy Hilliard was all over the back. All over his back, and a lot of the offensive linemen think, that might have been a little bit of a penalty, but no call.
5:23 to go in the half. This becomes a huge possession for Testaverde and the Ravens, as for the first time today, they relinquish the running game and Biner and begin to go down the field. Down 21-3, you may as well. Clean game. Only 1 penalty so far. Pressure on Testaverde. Good release. Caught by Alexander. Harold Hasselback was the man who chased Vinny out of the pocket.
Hasselback, nice rush, and a lot of his rush came from the fact that they were bringing some of the linebackers, starting to bring some of the blitzes, and offensive linemen messing up on who their protection was against.
Greg Robinson, defensive coordinator for the Broncos, has been the architect of the resurgent Bronco defense, which surprises everybody by leading the AFC in total defense at this moment.
And this Bronco team, this Bronco defense, for so many years was the whole premise, the whole game plan going in was go at them, attack them, pound on them. They're undersized. They can't stand up a whole game. You'll wear them down.
You noticed that Cincinnati leads San Francisco 21-0 now? No surprise to you. You've been trumpeting all week the Bengals' great chances to beat the 49ers.
I told my fantasy football buddy who asked me if we should keep Jeff Blake, and I said, maybe not. Can't wait to see me on Monday.
Third down 6 for the Ravens. Need to get the football to the 16-yard line to pick up the first down. Crowd noise affecting Testaverde's count at the line. The throw in the flat to Jackson, breaks away from the tackler and has a first down inside the 10. It was number 21, Randy Hilliard, who once again failed to wrap up Michael Jackson when he might have stopped him short of the first down.
Exactly. I mean, just putting your arms around a guy does not mean that he's tackled. And especially in a team. Watch, you're going to see here Randy Hilliard matched up against Jackson. He's going to be there. It was a hot adjust. Ball thrown to Jackson. And here, Hilliard, instead of getting in there, making the hit, wrapping the arms, tries to pull him down, and Jackson just says, you know what, I want this too bad.
If Hilliard gets him down, there's a measurement. As it turns out, Aldridge had to save a touchdown. So it's 1st and goal for the Ravens from the 8. Bam Morris. Good leg drive for Morris as he takes it inside the 5. Atwater and Romanowski there to make the stop for the Broncos.
Well, you saw what Bam Morris is there for, and he told us too yesterday. He goes, I know that we've got Ernest Biner here. He goes, but hey, when I worked in Pittsburgh with Eric Pegram, he was the slasher. He was the guy that bounced it outside. He goes, sure. He goes, I can slash a little bit. I can bounce outside, but I'm the hard-nosed guy. I'm the guy that's going to pound out the yards for you.
2nd and goal from the 4. Spread formation for the Ravens. Biner in a slot. Testaverde wants him. Has him. A yard short of the goal line, and a flag goes down away.
Let's see if we can find out where the hold is. There's a tackle right there. You saw that one. Now you see Biner with a nice catch. Beautiful throw. Romanowski right on him.
Oh, he got the football to touch the pylon. So there's your TD right there. And now Stover to add the extra point. High snap. Montgomery gets it down. Stover's kick goes through. And with a clutch drive, Testaverde and the Ravens narrow the margin to 21-10. Let's take a look at the touchdown again. Show me how it's a TD, Bob.
Well, if the ball gets the pylon, he's in.
Bingo. Alert play by Biner. Denver, Colorado, where Matt Stover kicks the football away after the Ravens' first touchdown of the game. Taken by Hebron, and he gets back to the middle of the field across the 25 to about the 28. Vinny Testaverde. Now, what? Vinny T as something more than just a big arm, a leader as well. Will wonders never cease. Anthony Pleasant makes the stop for the Ravens on the first down carry for the Broncos. And the Broncos' job now is to try to work this clock and keep the hot Ravens from getting the football back and narrowing the margin further before the end of the first half. 3-yard gain by Terrell Davis on first down. It'll be 2nd and 7 from the 31.
And this right here is what was kind of a breath of fresh air for those Ravens.
On 2nd and 7, Davis and Craver are the setbacks behind Elway. Elway looking for Davis. He's wide open. Elects to throw instead downfield, and it's picked off easily by Antonio Langham. Langham with a Larry Brown Super Bowl style interception. I'll stand here and watch John throw it to me. Shannon Sharp made the tackle.
That was amazing. He had a man wide open over the middle, sitting there for the little dump, and you're going to see John throw out into the left side of your screen here. Watch, you're going to see right there, McCaffrey sitting down in the middle. I thought he was going there. He tries to go deep right into the hands of Antonio Langham. That couldn't have been any easier. Boy, you don't see John Elway do that very often.
An unusual pattern as they were trying to go to Aaron Craver, the fullback, 18 yards downfield, and Langham, with his 2nd interception of the season, sets the Ravens up inside the Bronco 20. Plenty of time, 2:42 left in the half. Biner back on the field behind Testaverde. Testaverde throws behind Jackson. He was wide open inside the 10.
Wide open. He had, they were getting some support. Braxton was coming down over the top. As you're going to see, they're out here. Michael Jackson on the outside. He's just going to come across, working up against Torrey James. Braxton coming in, and maybe Vinny saw Braxton coming from the top, wanted to get the ball away from his lead edge, thinking that Braxton might make the play, but definitely overcompensated and threw it too far behind him.
So it's 2nd down 10 at the 18. Now Biner goes back into a setback position behind Testaverde. The crowd noise rises. Testaverde yelling to try to make his count heard. Throws complete. The number 87 Floyd Turner, Tyrone Braxton with a sure tackle at about the 15-yard line.
Well, I'm sure that some of the defensive coaches have been talking about tackling and sure-handed tackling by the secondary when they got to the sideline.
Ogden strained knee, may return in the second half. Watches from the sideline now, as with Jeff Blacksher in his place at left guard, the Ravens try to get their second touchdown of the game and get back close to Mike Shanahan's Broncos. Broncos jumped off to an easy 14-0 lead, notably on the 71-yard touchdown run by Terrell Davis. But a gritty Vinny Testaverde has been bringing the Ravens back. And now it's 3rd down 7 from the 15. In the end zone, and Floyd Turner was late coming out of the pattern and could not get to the spot where Testaverde expected him to be. And Ted Marchibroda says, that's okay, we'll kick a field goal.
And this is highly unusual. I mean, this because the red zone is like a beautiful place for the Baltimore Ravens. They are successful 68% of the time. They're first in the AFC offensively inside the red zone. And right now, the Denver defense proving why they are top in defensive play also.
Ravens with 13 out of 19 touchdowns inside the red zone. Before that, make it 13 out of 20 now. And the kick by Stover goes through. Hebron waits at the goal line. Stover prepares to kick it for the Baltimore Ravens. Good kickoff. And Vaughn fumbles it. Picks it up at the 6. And a hold for Lemon. And another fumble. And it's going to be Raven ball if Stover can hold on. It's Matt Stover there, little number 3, who's fighting to try to keep the football away from the much bigger Bronco players.
I'm sure Matt's going to appreciate hearing little Matt Stover.
Well, he is relatively small compared to those guys. Yeah. He's 5'11" and 178 pounds.
Well, he didn't have, you're exactly right, he did not have the meat to throw his body in to try and pry that out. Both teams pointing in opposite directions right now, trying to convince the referees.
Yeah, it's 97 Lodish of the Broncos who was fighting Stover for the ball. And Lodish goes 6'3", 280. And this is when Vaughn Hebron doesn't want to come to the sideline because he fumbled this puppy twice.
Well, he certainly attacks the defenders pretty quickly, but he did wrap the ball up a little bit late that time. Benny Thompson fighting the ball, just fighting there. But there you see, you're right. Stover just not big enough to throw the body headlong into it. If you're going to get the ball, you got to throw more than your feet in.
Was it Sherrard 38 or was it Reggie Rivers? Or Sherrard 88 or Reggie Rivers 38? One of the two was down there fighting for the football. I think it was Reggie.
It was Reggie.
Yeah. Stover's shoulder pad all the way out of the jersey.
I don't know what he's hesitating for. I mean, he's got almost a real face mask on.
So they rule Bronco recovery, and they mark off a penalty on the play that takes it back to the 25-yard line. Actually, no penalty. The Broncos cannot benefit from the advance of the ball, so they get it at the point where Hebron coughed it up, the 25-yard line. First down 10. Wide receiver package in the game. Elway gives to Aaron Craver. Craver has a gain of 5. Ray Lewis makes the stop. Clock will run with 1:32.
Well, I mean, at this point, John Elway's belief is, I mean, there's no urgency. He'll see what he can get, but I mean, it's not like they have to score a bunch of points. He will be semi-conservative, but he'll try and get as much as he can with the little bit of time that he has.
Completion to Davis, and Davis slices up the center of the field to the 40. Gives the Broncos more operating room. Clock runs with 1:10 to go. Gogenius and Lewis made the tackle for the Ravens. Elway goes without a huddle. Out of the shotgun. Again down the middle of the field, and the largely uncoverable Shannon Sharpe is into Raven territory at the 45-yard line before Gerald Williams, the linebacker, makes the stop, and the Broncos call timeout.
Well, that's right.
360 spin on the runway yesterday, huh? This has been a wild weekend for plane flights in the NFL. On first down, 45-yard line of the Ravens. Elway out of the pocket, flips over the middle, complete to number 84, Shannon Sharpe, and Sharpe has another catch.
It's coming back.
Another good advance before Vashon. Greg Powell, who got the grab from Broderick Thompson, and regardless of that one holding penalty, Shanahan and company very happy with what Broderick Thompson has done to offensive tackle for them. See the timeout situation as Elway throws down the middle again to Shannon Sharpe. Vashon Adams with the tackle, 6th catch of the day for Sharpe, 19.
And boy, I tell you what, talk about a tough decision for this Raven defense. Do you bring blitzers? Do you bring a lot of people and try to shake John Elway, which is very, very hard to do? Or do you rush a couple game?
How bizarre it must have been for Marchibroda and his team to go against his former team, the Colts.
Indianapolis last week.
Last week in Indianapolis. Any truth to the rumor, Bob, that the Cleveland Browns moved to Baltimore and changed their name for the purpose of changing their luck against the Broncos, who have beaten them 11 of 16 times? 82 seconds to go in the half. Elway throws complete to McCaffrey, and you saw that the rookie Deron Jenkins had no chance on the play. Perfect throw, great catch by McCaffrey. Flag down, probably going to be interference against Jenkins, decline.
Yeah, well, Jenkins is out there celebrating. I don't know why. The whole way down, McCaffrey got a lead.
Number 25,
Decline.
defense. The penalty is declined. We'll take the result of the...
Under the right circumstances, he can have just as much trouble as his more senior brethren at corner. First and goal for Elway and the Broncos. You thought they might go on the fade to McCaffrey in the corner, but of course, brand new to this particular franchise this year. His two previous head coaching stints, both with the Colts, one in Baltimore and one in Indianapolis. Second down goal from the 8. Broncos looking for a touchdown to stretch the lead back out. This one will be out of the end zone too. And again, they were thinking of the fade to McCaffrey, and again, number 84.
I think you might be right. He has been the key go-to guy.
He lines up at tight end on the left side ahead of Elway. You got a linebacker covering him. Elway looks and throws to McCaffrey instead, right in front of where Sharp was slicing into the end zone, and it works.
Well, it certainly helps to have Shannon Sharp in there, if not as a receiver, but it certainly is somebody to draw some attention away from the other receivers.
Sixth catch of the game, second touchdown for McCaffrey.
Left side of your screen, you see Shannon Sharp just drawing a couple of some coverage from the inside backers, keeping them away from McCaffrey as he crossed in.
And Ray Lewis, the linebacker, was the man who belted McCaffrey and tried to knock the ball loose, but Ed says, no thanks, I'll hold on and get my second TD in the game. So it's 2 TDs for Davis, 2 TDs for McCaffrey, 4 PATs for Elam, 14 seconds to go in the half, 28-13 Denver.
And if there was any hope of this Raven team,
A little bit once we get beyond the midfield stripe.
but you also got to look at John Elway and his competitiveness.
TDs today. Elam kicks it along the ground for the Broncos. Marchibroda and company letting Testaverde against 12 offensive players.
True. Boy, Braxton is back about the 10-yard line.
He is. He's going to be inside the Pittsburgh after a fire scare on their plane. There was no fire, but some of the Ravens players didn't want to get on the plane and leave Pittsburgh, and Vice President Ozzie Newsome had to talk 6 or 8 of them back onto the plane. Rookie offensive guard Jonathan Ogden, there in the middle of your picture, missed much of the first half with a strained right knee, his first NFL injury. And to begin the second half, Jason Elam kicks it away for the Broncos. Number 84, Jermaine Lewis, takes it for the Ravens. Across and fumbles. Broncos with a chance to jump into a good possession situation early here in the second half, and their players believe they've got the football.
Well, 2 of the Bronco players were in perfect position to scoop up that ball, but as we've seen so many times, the ball takes funny bounces. It's tough to get a grab onto.
Yeah, you know that ball isn't round. You probably noticed that because
There's a new one for you.
you used to play in this game.
Yeah, but I rarely touched it. And you can tell by the reaction of the Bronco fans that it did not go their way, and the Ravens are going to maintain possession.
And here's another look at Jermaine Lewis as he comes back. Torrey James was the man who was there and had a chance to get the football, and I think Lewis, number 84, must have wrestled it back away from James.
Or it could have been Ray Etheridge, the new number 85.
Broncos had lost defensive end Dan Williams, so frequently injured in his 4-year career, out for the rest of the game with a bruised arm. Michael Jackson makes the catch on first down, working against the rookie Torrey James. Not an arm, it was a right knee for Dan Williams, so he'll miss the rest of the game at defensive end for the Broncos, and Testaverde throws complete to Jackson for a first down on the first scrimmage play of the second half for Baltimore.
Well, Ted Marchibroda has been around this game long enough to know how to deal with players. Granted, they had a bad showing that in a 2-minute drill at the end of the first half, but obviously able to get Vinny Testaverde, who has been around, has matured, and a lot of people are all saying the same thing about Vinny. He has matured tremendously, shows great poise in the pocket.
Long throw downfield from Testaverde to Derek Alexander. Complete. Great throw. Great catch by Alexander, working against the shorter Lionel Washington. And just like that, the Ravens are in business at the Bronco 25.
Well, I mean, this is simple. It's a pocket pass. He drops back. Not even a long drop back. 5 steps. And Derek Alexander, just a 9 route, straight a go down the field, working up against Lionel Washington in his 14th year, and you got to give it to the young guy sometimes.
And the Ravens come out in the second half going without a huddle. Screen here. Biner gets past the first tackler. And a gain of about 10 down close to the 15-yard line. Torrey James, number 20, the rookie corner out of Louisiana State, makes the stop for Denver.
I'm telling you, a good reaction by Vinny Testaverde. On a screen pass, the offensive line is supposed to allow the defenders to get penetration, to start coming on the quarterback, to kind of suck them away from the line of scrimmage so the receiver has a chance to catch it. But you've got to impede them at least a little bit. Those guys came through almost untouched.
Biner on second down has the football down to about the 11. Atwater makes the stop. First down, Ravens, and they have come out roaring to begin the second half.
And we brought this up in the first half. Their ability in the red zone. They are top in the AFC in red zone, turning the 20-yard line into touchdown.
13 out of 19 coming in, 14 out of 21 after their first half experiences. Testaverde looking for the touchdown here, throws behind Eric Green, number 86, the tight end.
Oh, and he is mad. Eric Green, is, as Ted Marchibroda is, Bill Romanowski was all over Eric Green's back. And I'll tell you what, a lot of times...
That's a lot of back, too.
That's a lot of back. But it ain't 300. He told me that.
That's right. The relatively dainty Eric Green letting us know that he's never weighed 300. On second down, Testaverde again throws behind Eric Green. Atwater this time on the cover.
And that was just, I think that was just anticipation on Vinny Testaverde. A lot of times with the tight end just going out, he's going to do that quick turn inside, or he'll turn outside, depending on where a lot of times depending on where the defender is reacting to him.
They got to get to know each other. It's the first time they played together.
Exactly. That time, Green made the break to the inside. Vinny, anticipating that the defender was inside, threw it outside. No connection.
3rd and 10 at the 11. Testaverde in the end zone. Floyd Turner. And it is a touchdown for the Ravens. Clutch TD that will keep Baltimore in the game to begin this second half. And now it looks to me like Ted Marchibroda might want to go for 2. No, here comes Stover.
Now he was standing there, he had the one finger up in the air. He's going, let's just get the points right now. And here it is. It's just quick throw, 3-step drop, a little time there. Floyd Turner, beautiful separation. Working well, just separated enough to get his hands up on the ball.
He's held the football long enough to get the touchdown call, too.
Isn't that great to see? Marchibroda getting all excited.
What a likable man. Stover to add the PAT. Try to now the margin to 28-20. And he does. So the touchdown that the Broncos got at the end of the first half is answered to begin the second by the Ravens. Now kick the football away. On Hebron again for the Broncos. When last Hebron returned the kickoff, he fumbled it away, and it was recovered by one of his teammates after a struggle on the ground. So the Broncos held on to a football fumbled by their kickoff return. When you fumble, you best recover it yourself. That's pretty much the lesson, I'd say. Aaron Craver and Terrell Davis behind John Elway. Now Shannon Sharp moves from right to left. Anthony Miller goes in motion as Elway and company begin the second half. The throw down the middle of the field, and Miller is dropped. Miller without a reception so far today. Ought to in the first half, but couldn't get his feet down in bounds either time, and either one of them could have been a touchdown.
And both of them were beautiful catches. Nice gap there behind the linebackers, which are adjusting to new zone reads in this 3-4 defense.
Down 10. Elway flips to Craver, and Craver finds a nice seam across the 30 to about the 32. Pickup of 9. It will be 3rd down and a yard. Ray Lewis made the stop from inside linebacker for the Ravens. The Ravens lost Pro Bowl defensive end Rob Burnett and tackled Dan Footman to injury a week ago against Indianapolis. Came in here with only 5 healthy defensive linemen, thus the switch from the 4-3 to the 3-4.
And they also said that this last week they had so many calls from defensive linemen around the country not playing. I was one of the few who didn't call.
And you were one of the few they would actually have liked to have suited up. 3rd down and a yard. Terrell Davis trying to stretch. And
move forward to get the chain going for the Broncos. Stevan Moore with a good head-up tackle from strong safety, and Vashon Adams, the free safety, there to help him. I think we're going to have a measurement situation.
Where it looked like he was stopped there to fill in and shut him down to the line of scrimmage.
Davis again. Forward progress to about the 39. Ray Lewis making the latest of his many stops on defense today. Gain of 5, it'll be second down 5.
And this Raven defense playing pretty well against the run at the point of attack. When you look at a situation here with a pitch or a sweep, they're pretty good at pursuing. They know that these linebackers they like because they are quick, they pursue, they're aggressive. But as we said before, the techniques for linebackers in a 3-4 defense much different when you're reading which gap you're supposed to be playing.
Tackle in motion behind Elway on second down. Give once again to Davis, and this time Davis is met and dropped by number 50, Keith Goganius. It'll be third down, about 3 yards to go for the first down. First chance, Bob, that we've had to say the word Ravens for close to 3 hours. How do you like it so far?
It's not bad. Yeah, it's not bad.
I'm dealing with it. I can say
catchy.
Ravens. I can say it over and over and over.
It's kind of catchy. Although I think my family and friends back in Cleveland are probably calling me a traitor at this point.
A turncoat. Cleveland, city of light, city of magic. Third down. A short 4, a long 3. From Elway is dropped. And Anthony Miller is still without a reception today.
And I'll tell you what, the Ravens got so lucky on that one. Antonio Langham was on. Watch him right here. Langham anticipates him going to the inside, and Miller just makes that cut, bites into the grass, cuts it to the outside. Antonio Langham, like I said, trying to get that read, trying to get that feel. Basically, he had the wrong book, read the whole thing wrong, and got very lucky that Miller dropped that ball.
Tom Ruin's second punt of the day. Jermaine Lewis waiting at his 15. Gets it at about the 12. Nice team in the middle. Lewis picks his way out to about the 29-yard line before he's brought down by Darius.
A couple times that this Raven offense has had it. Vinny has looked so poised and so much to control.
Makes you believe that Don Strock is doing a whale of, course, Mark Kubota knows a thing or two about coaching quarterbacks himself. On first down, and Testaverde has handled the crowd noise well also. Penalty flags flying. Testaverde throws. This is one of those players who changed his last name midway through his career and then changed it back. Testaverde flipping downfield. Excellent throw. Caught by Floyd Turner. Washington on
Unnecessary roughness. Hit at the quarterback at the knees. Number 91, 15 yards. Back on the end of the play, first down.
2 penalties
on one play. Yeah.
Yeah, see, now one of the others, we talk about taking the shots at the head on the quarterback. That is something that's a no-no. If the hand or anything contacts the quarterback's head, they're going to call it. This year, any kind of shot that goes to the quarterback's knees is also going to be something that is going to be called. And there you saw a hit that was much later than it should have been, and also at the knees.
On first down from the Broncos 37, Bam Morris. With his longest run of the 1996 season, seeing action for the first time today, as is Ravens tight end Derek Green, and that time a gain of 12, or Bam takes it inside the 25, and the Ravens are looking to get back into the red zone one more time.
And we've seen Bam run that way before, too. He just kind of bides his time. You see he had his hand on the back of his lineman as he pulled around, just kind of biding his time, looking for the opening.
Testaverde throws complete to Jackson. Touchdown, Ravens! Rookie corner Torrey James could not handle the rangy Michael Jackson in the open field. And as a result, the Ravens have gotten into position to go for 2 and try to tie the score.
Well, those coaches have that card that tells you when to go for 2. You don't need a card for this one. This is pretty much it. But look at this, nice. He makes the break in. Torrey James bites on it. Michael Jackson back out, and with the long range that he has in his legs, just able to get enough good separation from Torrey James to make the catch and the easy run into the end zone.
Another touchdown pass for Vinny T. Another successful conversion in scoring territory for the Ravens. A chance to tie the score. Picked off.
play steps.
And all day after falling down early, 14-0 to the Broncos, have gotten back within 2 at 28-26. Stover's kickoff. Hebron at the 5. Oh, and another try.
Again.
Vaughn Hebron having the dickens of a time holding on to the football today. Keith Gogenius downfield to make yet another special teams tackle. So the Broncos get it back after the Ravens went 72 yards in 3 plays, converting on the 24-yard touchdown, or 25-yard touchdown pass from Testaverde to Jackson, and the Ravens cannot afford to lose a linebacker as Gogenius is down.
Well, you know, he has been very involved in all the special teams, and you got to wonder if right now, as that Raven defense sits, that you can rip Bill Tessendorf. The guy used to tape me up all the time. Taking a look into.
That's a lot of tape.
Looking into Gogenius' eyes to make sure they're both pointed in the same direction.
So now Sutter's on the field, number 54, as Gogenius goes off, and the Ravens are scraping the bottom of the barrel defensively, but hanging in because of Testaverde and their gutty offense. Donnie Brady makes the stop, as Stevan Moore was also there. Crowd didn't like the enthusiasm they showed on the tackle. Terrell Davis with a gain of about 5 on first down.
You know, we talked about Shannon Sharpe as a catcher. Look at him blocking right there. Boy, nice job of just delaying the linebacker long enough, and there, without a doubt.
You know what we haven't
mentioned? Moore a little bit late.
We haven't mentioned that Shannon Sharpe is a free agent at the end of this year.
I don't think you want the Broncos want you to mention that.
Well, they're going to do their best, obviously, to sign him, and he definitely wants to stay here, but this will take a little coin. Call it a gain of 6 on first down for Davis. On 2nd and 4, he's met and dropped short of first down yardage. And Antonio Langham reacted up quickly from corner to seal that one off and leave the Broncos with a 3rd down situation.
Well, you know, the Shannon Sharpe situation, it is going to take some money. It is definitely going to take some cash to keep him here. But you know what? It kind of goes both ways. I think Shannon, on the other hand, knows that there's probably not another offense out there that is going to utilize him as well as this Bronco offense and John Elway do. So he has a vested interest also.
I think you're right. 3rd down and a yard. Broncos want to keep the football and keep it away from the Ravens' hot offense. Terrell Davis with another burst. Across the 45 to the 46-yard line, Stevan Moore finally makes the tackle. And Davis, who was well over 100 yards in the first half, is off to another good start in quarter number 3.
Well, the last couple runs have been to the outside. Great pursuit by the Ravens. This time, Terrell Davis cuts it back up inside, and Shannon Sharpe one more time. Boy, you know, we talk about him as a receiver. Watch him there, number 84, right to the right side of your screen, working up against Gerald Williams. Look at this.
Oh, that's good.
Just driving him. Oh, and he gets the pancake.
Oh, is that good? This is some player, Shannon Sharpe, ladies and gentlemen.
Sure, he might have been holding the jersey a little bit, but all-star level.
Davis averaging 10 yards a carry, 15 for 152. This time complete to Rod Smith. And Smith, seeing his first action of the season, coming back from the broken clavicle, has a very satisfying catch and run into Raven territory.
And this, I'll tell you what, the Ravens defense, I believe it was number 25, Deron Jenkins, who gets the first shot at Smith going down the sidelines. You're going to see him here have an opportunity to knock him out, and he misses. He just whiffs on him, and right there, giving the Broncos another 10, 15 yards.
Great footwork by Smith, saving tackle by Langham and Stevan Moore. Deron Jenkins goes to the sideline. Broncos on first down, give to Terrell Davis, and this time Stevan Moore is there, along with Keith Gogenius, who's back on the field.
Yeah, Stevan Moore, boy, this guy, Gogenius back in the field, and now he's going to kind of wander off. Maybe he's not 100% just yet. But, you know, when you look at some of the guys that are making the hits, we talked about the change in defense. We talked about how the linebackers are going to have to attack. But we also mentioned that the safeties are going to have to come up and be very involved in the play. And what better guy than Stevan Moore, who we have watched game after game. He's a guy that loves to get up and get into the mix.
Gain of a yard on first down, 2nd down 9. Davis the lone step back behind Elway. Elway under pressure, fires in the flat, complete to Dwayne Carswell. A rare catch for the normally blocking-oriented tight end, and Stevan Moore says, if you want to make that catch, Dwayne, you will have to pay.
And boy, you know, we talked before about how a lot of these defensive backs, are trying to, I don't know if they're trying to make a name for themselves by throwing their bodies and making big hits, but they're not sticking to fundamentals. They're not wrapping the arms. They're not making the tackles, but not Stephon Moore. You saw him that time, man. He hit, not only did he stone him, but he wrapped the arms and he dropped a man much bigger than him, 6'3", 261 pounds.
Always been one of the hardest hitting safeties in the league. Would probably get more pub if he didn't play next to Eric Turner. Elway on third down, fires down the middle, complete inside the 5. Big catch by Mike Sherrod, and the officials rule no catch. Sherrod was certain that he had it. Brady and Moore were there. Jason Elam will come on.
Boy, it was talk about threading a needle. Brady and Moore both converging. Watch, right over the middle. They're converging. John throws that ball right away from Brady, and it looks like, you know what? I might have to agree with you there.
Tough call against the Broncos there. But Jason Elam comes on for a relatively rare field goal try. You can see he's only had 8 attempts. 0.7% of our national coverage pattern who are receiving this fabulous game between the Ravens and the Broncos from Denver. A game good enough to give you goosebumps as Jason Elam pounds the kickoff and Jermaine Lewis grabs it at the goal line. Lewis across the 20, almost to the 25, and the red-hot Raven offense, which on its last 2 extended possessions has gotten touchdown passes from Vinny Testaverde, will come back onto the field. Elway with a jacket on, and the snow is beginning to fall in Denver.
Now, the one thing we're looking at, when we watch the Ravens, their last couple series, they've been going no huddle. Now,
that's snow, incidentally, Bob. Keep going.
Because it's floating nicely. They have gone no huddle. The way that their drives have been going, that shouldn't be a problem for them. I mean, they haven't been long, extended drives. But I think it would behoove them and Vinny Testaverde to be aware if these drives become long, tedious drives to look out and make sure that his offensive linemen are all there with him.
On first down, Testaverde throws complete to Alexander. Alexander having a big game and has his 5th catch before being belted there by Randy Hilliard. Hilliard, who was benched in the first half in favor of Torrey James, is now back in the game after Jackson torched Torrey James for the last touchdown.
Well, Hilliard didn't get torched, but Hilliard kept missing tackles.
Yep.
So they put Torrey James in. He gets torched, then they had to go, let's see, torched, beats the touchdown, what's worse?
Yeah. We'll take the lesser of 2 evils for the moment. Down the middle, Testaverde complete again. Bill Romanowski makes a blistering hit on Floyd Turner, but Turner holds on at the 40.
Boy, Floyd caught that down on one knee and tried to get up, and Romanowski was right there just to flatten him.
5th catch for Turner. 7-yard gain for the Ravens. 2nd down 3, operating no huddle at the 40. Give us to Biner. Biner's got a little seam, and now it closes as Romanowski is once again there to show his brilliant prowess against the running game.
And you know what? And we keep mentioning Romanowski's name, and there was
only because he makes all these tackles.
Exactly. National publication, Sports Illustrated, mentions that perhaps the 2 best free agent acquisitions during this offseason, Romanowski, look at the perfect position there. He does no pursuit, plays it right there. Romanowski and Alfred Williams.
Both of whom have had their moments today. 3rd down 2. Crowd tries to disturb the Raven no huddle. Testaverde communicates the play. Play clock running down. Complete. First down for Jackson. He gets away from the corner and into Denver territory at the 46. Tyrone Braxton makes the stop. Atwater is there, and Aldridge is there, and I guess it was Braxton from whom he got away after he made the catch.
Yeah, he was working up there against Lionel Washington. Just sets up, and I don't know. I mean, Lionel Washington's been around this game a long time. He knows how much yardage he needs for the first down. You can't give him 7 yards of cushion.
And you saw that Jackson lost the ball at the end of that, but he had already been ruled down. Ray Crockett blitzing there. Crockett already with 3 sacks on the air, and Testaverde just unloaded the ball.
Oh, look at him. You see Testaverde, he's sitting there signaling, going, okay, just calm down. I know we're going no huddle, but just don't get overwhelmed. Just concentrate. Focus on what you need to do.
He is showing so many attributes today which have not been regarded as part of his dossier in the past. On 2nd down, this time, Testaverde, perhaps a little winded, throws short of Alexander.
And this is what I talked about at the beginning of this drive. Maybe he's got to be aware, not just of what of his offensive linemen are winded or not winded, have enough oxygen to continue, but also him. Is it, you know, because as fatigue comes, so does your strength. Not just in being able to run, but also in arm strength and being able to throw and to get the ball where it needs to be as fast as it needs to get there.
So it's 3rd down, 10 at the 47. They're still going no huddle. Crowd wants a stoppage here, and the Ravens call a timeout. Well-placed timeout by Marchibroda. It's 31-26 Denver in a terrific game. 2:40.
Broda wisely, as you mentioned, Jim, taking the timeout. 3rd down, regroup a little bit. Let's get this right.
Relatively even game. Broncos with 386 total yards now. The Ravens have reached 300. They both have 17 first downs. Both quarterbacks have had some huge moments. Both running backs have performed well. Davis with that spectacular 71-yard touchdown run in the first half. That now stands as the difference in the ball game. 3rd down, 10.
I think what Michael Dean might have been complaining about, Vinny was moving a little bit as he was making the cadence, and a guy like Michael Dean will key anything. The movement of a foot, an ankle, a twitch of a leg.
It makes 3rd and 10 into 3rd and 5, and that could be significant here. Testaverde with plenty of room to get the first down. Inside the 30 to the 25-yard line, and a very aware play by Vinny Testaverde.
Yeah, exactly, and the penalty helped him dramatically, knowing when he got out of the pocket a little bit, saw a little clear room. He also knew, hey, 5 yards, I can pretty much get this.
Yeah.
Plus, you had to remember, too, if you look downfield, Michael Jackson was sticking on his man. These guys are being persistent. Some people will hit, make a play, and drop off. He was staying with his block on the defender until Vinny Testaverde went out of bounds.
Cincinnati still leading San Francisco. Stick with us, we'll keep you posted. Biner slips outside and has a gain of about 8. Steve Atwater makes the stop for Denver, and the Ravens are threatening to take the lead in the football game. Who would have dreamed that when it was 14-0 early?
And I don't think anybody. Boy, it totally looked like it was going Denver's way. And if my eyes are not deceiving me, Floyd Turner, number 87, was able to get enough of a block on the outside to tie up a couple people and clear out that outside route for that run.
Remember all that stirring captain comeback stuff for Harbaugh and company last year in Indianapolis? This is a Ted Marchibroda kind of a game. Biner. On 1st down, Testaverde fires in the flat, complete to Floyd Turner. Tyrone Braxton all over Turner's back, but after he makes the catch for about 6 yards.
Yeah, Turner had the position. He was wide open. Braxton closed very, very quickly. Did a nice job at closure. But as we've seen all day long, Vinny Testaverde's throws, for the most part, have been very, very accurate.
Turner, who was one of Marchibroda's receivers in Indianapolis last year, has been a part of these comebacks before. 2nd down. Almost caught by Alexander, almost intercepted by Hilliard. Ultimately, it falls incomplete.
Yeah, Hilliard is as much problem as he had early in the game. He had good position. Watch him get inside position on Derek Alexander, and he timed perfectly getting up there, and he actually makes the play on the ball, almost able to get the interception.
3rd down. From the 9-yard line. They need to get it to the 4-yard line for a first down. Testaverde in zone. Caught. Touchdown.
Oh.
Ravens lead. Michael Jackson with another huge play. Lionel Washington at 6 feet and 185 pounds couldn't handle the 6-foot 4-inch Jackson at the goal line.
And it's not even a matter of a height thing. It's the fact that he really laid out laterally. Watch him here. Lionel Washington working up against Michael Jackson. Jackson gets the outside move.
Oh, good push.
But watch there, gets a little bit of a push and just nice layout. And Vinny Testaverde has really been putting that ball where it needs to be put.
That was a tremendous throw by Testaverde. It's his 4th touchdown pass of the day. Ravens go on top 32-31, and again, they'll go for 2 to try to stretch it to the margin of a field goal. Last time he threw to Eric Green over the middle. This time he's going to run, and Testaverde gets the 2.
Quarterback draw called in the huddle. And you know what? The ironic thing about this is all the times you play against John Elway, they love the quarterback draw down near the end zone.
Check the limp, Bob. Check the limp on Testaverde. Looks as though he may have banged an ankle going in there.
You can tell because the offensive linemen are driving their guys downfield. Vinny Testaverde, beautiful quarterback draw. Start to draw to get the linebackers to kind of sit back a little bit, lock them in place, and then make the run for the goal line.
Second half has been all Baltimore. 3 possessions for the Ravens, 21 points for Baltimore. Vinny Testaverde with a career high 4 touchdown passes has brought the Ravens back. Denver's had the ball twice in the third quarter, only 3 points to show for it. Astonishingly, particularly to their fans here, they trail in the football game with 28 seconds to go in the third.
And this Baltimore team, and we can't say it enough, they are fighting through not only the adversity of injuries to key players, but that trip here yesterday with the emergency landing emotionally had to shake that team up.
Kick was a little bit short. Taken by Ron Smith. And Smith, with his wide receiver speed, gets across the 40 to the 43-yard line. Antonio Langham made the stop for the Ravens.
All right, well, we've been talking about Vinny Testaverde. Now comes the master. John Elway, we've seen him do it so many times, plenty of time. He is so good at just taking an offense and not letting anything affect him.
And he'll be looking for, unless they score here in the last 28 seconds, or 16 seconds, I should say, the third quarter, he'll be looking for the 38th fourth quarter comeback of his career. But the fourth quarter has not been kind to Elway this year. Graver in motion, Elway under pressure, slips it to the ground. Anthony Miller, the intended receiver. Mike Kroll on a blitz was the man who was getting to John.
Mike Kroll, who played here.
Yep, former first-round draft choice of the Broncos.
Left wide open, right in John's face.
And an extra push.
Little shove there at the end. At the love tap. They know each other.
Kroll, who was joined by family members when he arrived last night after the harrowing plane flight, to which Bob referred. Remember, they left Baltimore on the charter and put down in Pittsburgh because of a light in the cockpit that said there was a fire in the landing gear. No such fire. Reverse to Miller. And Miller has good yardage across the 50 and into Ravens territory. Elway with a block out in front of Anthony Miller on the play.
What a block on Donnie Brady. And this is not the first time that John Elway's ever done this. He always blocks. Watch out here. You're going to see the right side of your screen. Elway right there at the bottom. Nice block.
Oh! We'll be right back after these messages from your local station. We come back in the second half with a brilliant third quarter to take the lead over the Broncos. Fourth quarter begins, third down 3. Football at the 50. Terrell Davis looking for first down yardage. And as he falls to the ground, he's looking at where the chain is along the sideline. Keith Goganius, who was injured early in the third quarter, is back on the field to make the stop for the Ravens there. And this will be close.
They are going to bring it out, and it looks like they're definitely going to check.
47. Elway hustles the Broncos out of the huddle.
Boy, did the Ravens have that one read right. They were in an 8-man front, and they smothered Terrell Davis at the line of scrimmage. Mike Kroll and James Jones with the stop.
Well, James Jones did a beautiful job. You're talking about a guy reading it. He's a guy that played in Cleveland, went to Denver with Michael Dean Perry, now has gone back and signed with the now Baltimore Ravens, but playing nose tackle, big stud inside. Beautiful job of playing down the line and making the play in the run game.
So what you're saying is that he's back with his former team.
Playing against his former team.
That's right. He's back with his former team playing against his former team. Brilliantly done, fabulous Bobby. Second down 8. McCaffrey in motion behind Elway. He's got 2 touchdown catches today. Elway, Sharp. Out of bounds inside the 20 to about the 17-yard line. 7th catch of the game for Sharp, who did not have one in the third quarter. And they're back. The Elway to Sharp combination.
And you know what? We've watched Shannon Sharp work these linebackers and beat them one-on-one. This time he works up again. Stephon Moore. And you think he's too big to outrun a DB?
No. No, it's hard to figure what kind of player can guard him. You've got to over and under. That's exactly right. You've just got to double team him over and under. You've got no chance. Davis and Craver behind Elway on first down to give us to Davis, and he fights inside the 10 to the 8. Stephon Moore and Donnie Brady working as hard as possible to keep Darrell Davis out of the end zone. What a runner the second-year star out of Georgia has become.
He really has. Good blocking up front. He does a nice job, just a little bit of a cutback, bends back against the grain, but just runs over number 43, Vashawn Adams, who has a shot at him initially, bounced off of that, keeps his legs going. Obviously, Terrell Davis feels pretty good today.
9-yard gain on first down, 2nd and 1 at the 9. Give it to Craver. And Craver is net and dropped by number 94, Mike Frederick. First call Frederick's gotten all day, but it's tough to work in that 3-4 defense as a down lineman if you're used to playing 4-3.
Exactly, because in the 4-3, there's 4 guys down and 5 offensive linemen working up against them. With only 3 down linemen, you're going to get more combination blocks. Those combination blocks start off as double teams, which means you kind of have to hunker down, not give any kind of extra yardage.
3rd down and a yard with the football at the 8. They give it to Terrell Davis and sneaks under tacklers down to about the 8, maybe as far as the 7, and it looks to me as though he's gotten that first down, Bob.
Well, it's hard to tell from where they're marking from here, but he was able to get underneath the tacklers.
James Jones, number 97, with the tackle. Other Ravens there as well, hoping to push Davis back away from the chain.
I'll tell you what happens now, too. If you know you're close to it as a defensive guy, you're kind of leaning against him. You're pushing against it going, don't you move that ball forward. I didn't mean to visually do that to you.
No, I like that. Really, I like that. I mean, it's too bad our audience didn't get a chance to see you leaning against me, as though I could have advanced the ball. Short. And Shanahan says go. A field goal would tie the game at 34. But with 11:46 to go and the way his offense has been moving, with a back like Terrell Davis back there, going against the depleted defensive line and linebacking core of the Ravens.
Now look, also, listen to John Elway's cadence here. He may try and pull them off. If not the fade into the corner, he may try and pull them off.
Sharp is lined up as a tight end to the left. McCaffrey and Chamberlain are wide to the right. Elway dives forward and has the first down. James Jones again with the tackle, but at 6'3", 215 pounds, over his 14-year career in the NFL, John Elway has done this countless times.
Exactly. No hesitation at all. He took, sometimes you see these quarterbacks take the snap and then wait, look for the thing to develop. Not here. He knew exactly where he was going. Down there, lining up behind Mark Sklareth, number 69.
And Gary Zimmerman, number 65 on the left side. That's where he wanted to go.
That's exactly right.
So it's 1st and goal. As you see the numbers on this drive. And Elway throws the fade to McCaffrey. 3rd touchdown of the day for the former Stanford receiver. McCaffrey beating Donnie Brady in the corner of the end zone, but at 6 feet 5 inches tall, 215 pounds, McCaffrey is going to be awfully tough to handle, even for the league's strongest corners in that situation.
And Brady being a little bit taller still didn't help. Beautiful throw by Elway, leaving up there just high enough for McCaffrey to make the snag.
So the Broncos answer back. 10:57 to go in the game. Denver goes back on top, 38-34. We'll see what Testaverde has next when we come back. Nobody leaving in Denver. 38-34 with 10:57 to go. Broncos have scored in every quarter. The 3rd quarter was their slow period as they were outscored 21-3, but they come roaring back with the touchdown in the 4th that gains the lead for them. Jason Elam gets ready to kick it away. Jermaine Lewis, number 84. Dropped at the 23-yard line. And on comes Vinny Testaverde, who has already thrown 4 touchdown passes in the most productive day of his career in that category.
Look at that, 4 touchdowns already. And if anybody doubted the fact that this offense could get a drive going and keep it going, well, then I think everybody has underestimated Vinny Testaverde.
They marked Lewis's forward progress at the 24. That's where the Ravens will start. Denver crowd rises to try to aid the Bronco defense. Alexander and Jackson, two formidable wideouts. There's Eric Green. Good open field tackle by number 21, Randy Hilliard, who will field that one tomorrow.
Well, Randy Hilliard made a good open field tackle if Eric Green doesn't pick his feet up. If Eric Green steps over the top of him, then Randy Hilliard looks kind of like foolish.
Yeah.
But then again, it's kind of like sneezing, like keeping your eyes open when you sneeze. You can't keep your eyes open when you're tackling Eric Green either.
It's all okay if the guy goes down, Bob. Biner on second down, looking for a first down, gets across the 35 to the 36. That's good enough. And the Ravens continue to operate with first down, coming out of the no-huddle offense again. They've been no-huddled all the way through the third quarter.
Oh, beautiful block.
Alexander across midfield all the way to the 47 before Atwater makes the stop. Eric Green was the man with the block, and as he said to us last night, oh, you know they'll get the blocking out of me.
Watch this out here on the right flat. I think it's Randy Hilliard he takes a shot on.
It is.
As Alexander, you can't see it from that angle, Eric Green came in and flat out stoned Randy Hilliard.
And meanwhile, Ravens center Steve Everett is being helped off the field. And just as they've been depleted in the defensive line, today they've gotten hammered in the offensive line as well.
Here's Eric Green right there. Check that out. Boom! Oh. And Randy Hilliard obviously has had martial arts training because he let his body kind of go with the block. Like he had a chance. Like he had a choice.
Coming onto the field to play center is number 67, Quentin Newyer. Newyer doesn't get a lot of action because Everett is one of the mainstays for the Ravens offense. But now it's a brand new center in the game. And let's see how Testaverde handles this first exchange.
Let's watch the exchange, exactly.
Right guard bolted a little bit quickly. I think Wally Williams has drawn a play.
Especially now.
First down 15. Complete to Jackson. That's the first tackler inside the 40 to about the 39. Romanowski and Washington finally making the stop. Sixth catch of the game for Michael Jackson. Two of them were for touchdowns. And the Ravens are within 3 yards of a first down.
And boy, it looks like he's got some acceleration. He gets that ball, he finds an open spot, and he just runs with it. He is something else.
Loose jointed at 6'4" and 195. On 3rd and 3, it was only 2nd and 3 because of the penalty. 2nd and 3, Testaverde was looking to go deep downfield to Derek Alexander. Alexander extended the route, and Testaverde threw it a little bit shorter.
Not even close on that one.
Yeah, miscommunication between the quarterback and the receiver.
Well, thank
Here
goodness.
comes a critical 3rd and 3.
Yeah, without a doubt. Thank goodness he pulled up a little bit, or that would have gone right into the hands of Randy Hilliard.
Still no huddle on 3rd and 3. Denver blitzing everybody. Testaverde goes down. Jump Begethers, number 79. And Steve Atwater there as well. Second time today they've sacked Testaverde, and this one comes in an extremely critical moment. Romanowski, number 53, also a part of it.
Watch Romanowski right up the middle. There's a blitz. You see Atwater on the right. Romanowski right up the middle, unblocked, is the one that finally gets a shot on Vinny Testaverde. And Vinny had nowhere to go, had nowhere to throw it. Just, as they say, ate it.
Pass rush, the Broncos' new area of proficiency this year, led the league in. Romanowski brings 2 Super Bowl rings and 3 other appearances in conference championship games to the Broncos as a free agent. Obviously, one thing they're looking for is the big play winning influence, and he showed it there.
Without a doubt. And, and he's not even so much known as a pass rusher. I mean, the guy can play the run, and he covers like a banshee. But that time he comes in unblocked, makes a nice play. And not only has he been performing and executing, but he has definitely brought the leadership this team needed.
Speaking of leadership, what a job today by Vinny Testaverde. 4 touchdown passes to bring his team back in a game in which they appeared hopelessly overmatched early. On first down, Elway looking deep to McCaffrey, and McCaffrey was open for a moment, but the ball hung just a little bit. Isaac Booth, who's been burned all too frequently in his career with this franchise, made the big play.
Well, I'll tell you what, if John had laid that out there a little bit more, Like you said, it
That
is
was a
gone.
TD. Yeah.
Booth here, he gets turned around. This is out and go. Booth bites hard trying to get out to the flat with him. Just doesn't have the speed to keep up, but closes as the ball is a little underthrown. Closes nicely and makes a play on the ball.
And the crowd wanted interference because of face guarding. As you could see, Booth was too badly beaten to even look back for the ball, but his timing was lucky, and it's 2nd down 10. Denver making some interesting play calling choices here. And Craver makes the catch, but is ripped in the open field by Booth.
Well, I tell you what, it certainly got his adrenaline going that last play. You know, something like that will definitely get the blood flowing a little bit more. And a nice play, nice reaction, and a nice tackle. Hey, you know, and right here, John has got to, he's just got to go for the first down. I mean, you got to try to get the ball moving safely, without a doubt. You don't try for the big one. You go to Shannon Sharpe.
Well, the draw play won't work because the defense will be looking for that. Screens in this area are exceedingly dangerous. And then from there,
you go to Shannon Sharpe.
I think that's right. Out of the gun, down the middle to Sharpe. First down, across the 25 to the 26. Stevan Moore with the tackle. 8th catch of the day for Sharpe, and fabulous Bobby G. You'll make an excellent offensive coordinator someday.
I didn't say that too loud, did I? Yeah, he was pretty much unimpeded, not even bothered. You know, as a defensive end or a linebacker working on a tight end, before you rush, if you're on a tight end, you need to hit him.
How can you let him come free off the line like that?
Not especially not a guy like that. You got to bump him. You got to knock him off his route, make it difficult. Nothing broke the timing between him and Elway that time, and that's the result of the first down.
So a huge play by the brilliant Shannon Sharpe in conjunction with Elway. And another big catch in the open field, and Anthony Miller finally has his first grab of the day, and the Broncos are out to the 45.
Well, Ed McCaffrey set out on the right side. He started down the right sideline and then drifted towards the middle. Watch, you're going to see it's going to be on the right side of your screen. McCaffrey will start drifting towards the middle, draws the defender with him, draws the defenders in, and then Miller, boom, out in the flat, right there to make the play. No defenders to make the play on him.
Elway's already in position to get credit for the 38th fourth-quarter comeback of his career if the Broncos can hold on to this lead. Now he's trying to add an insurance touchdown. See the time remaining, 6 minutes. Give it to Davis. The Ravens were looking for that. Davis falls forward for a gain of a couple.
Well, the Ravens have certainly adjusted enough to be able to play the run pretty well. More so than we saw in the first half anyway.
Ray Lewis and Mike Frederick. Davis closing in on his all-time career high in rushing. Best ever coming into today was 176 yards. Right now he's got 170. And in case you missed the first half, among those 170 yards, a 71-yard touchdown run for Terrell Davis, the longest of his still developing career. Craver and Davis behind Elway, 2nd down play fake. Plenty of time for John and Shannon Sharpe to do it again. And Sharpe is inside the 20 to the 18 before Vashon Adams can bring him down. Am I great? Yes, you're great.
Amazing.
Headed for free agency at the end of this year and soon to be the highest paid tight end in football because of this.
Just dragging across the middle. Where's the coverage? I mean, you look at this team, you look at your immediate threat, you look at the go-to guy. Has Anthony Miller been making the big catch today? Not really. McCaffrey in the end zone, yeah. But Shannon Sharpe is a guy that's been killing you, and we sat there with a wide shot, nobody near him to make the play.
On first down, Terrell Davis gets outside, cuts back, and is inside the 10 to about the 6. Anthony Miller with a big block out in front.
I'll tell you what, when things get going, everybody wants to contribute. Even Anthony Miller, a guy who wants to catch the ball. Watch him coming out here on the right side of your screen. You're going to see number 83 right there up against Antonio Langham. Driving him, throws him, and then goes back for more.
Yeah, looking for him again, as if to say, I didn't get enough of you, Antonio. I need more. Now, I want you again. Too late. Vashon Adams with the tackle. 1st and goal at the 6. Davis to the 4. Ray Lewis with the stop. And what you might be seeing here is the wilting of the Ravens defense, which hung in as bravely as possible for as long as possible.
And you know what? As good as they felt about what they did today, in the back of your mind, and and I'll tell you what, people can call me a liar and say I'm wrong, but in the back of your mind, a professional football player who knows John Elway's reputation, in the back of your mind, somewhere in the subconscious, still thinking, damn, that's John Elway.
So you're saying there's a mystique there, Bob?
There's a mystique there.
Such originality. On second down, Davis inside. Don't mean to rip you, big guy.
I'm going to whack you.
Davis to the 3. Don't whack me unless they put us on camera, okay?
Okay.
It's meaningless if you do it off camera. This will make it third down goal. Ray Lewis again, and heaven only knows how many tackles the rookie out of Miami has today, and Terrell Davis is not getting up quickly. And neither is Aaron Craver. And if both Davis and Craver were to go out and take a rest, then that would leave Reggie Rivers and Vaughn Hebron as the only potential setbacks for the Broncos. Shannon Sharpe has every reason to be tired. Sharpe on the day, 9 catches for 101 yards. Nope, 161 yards. So he had 13 for 153 2 weeks ago. Then the bye week. Now 9 for 161. He's 22 catches for 314 yards in the last 2 games.
As a defensive coach, do you think you look at those numbers?
We'll be back. They oughta. Third quarter comeback. It was 14-0 Denver early. It was 28-13 Denver. Then the Ravens came out and scored 21 points in the third quarter to only 3 for the Broncos and took the lead 34-31. Since then, the Broncos have roared back. An Elway touchdown pass to McCaffrey, the third of the day, made it 38-34. And now the Broncos with a chance to go to 45 if they can put the football into the end zone here on third and goal from the 3.
And John Elway in that Denver offense, knowing the enormity of this situation as it relates to the divisional race. As we saw Kansas City knocking off Seattle on Thursday night, the win here necessary to maintain the lead in the division, regardless how competitive this game became. You know that John Elway, the kind of guy who's been here for so long, been with this team for so long, knows that he's going to rally these troops to try and take the win.
Toughest home team in the NFL. The big priority for them, home field advantage in the playoffs. They're looking way down the road toward that. Third and goal at the 3. Terrell Davis mashing the middle to no avail. So the Broncos must now choose whether to kick a field goal that would leave the Ravens in range at 41-34 or to go for it on fourth down as they have already done once in this half.
Well, why not go for it? The Ravens offense, even if they take over control of the ball, are so far away that it's almost, there's no way that they can go. I mean, they can.
Are you kidding me? What kind of a day has Testaverde had? Close to 300 yards, 4 touchdown passes.
But the offense that they run down on their own 1 yard line is so different. To be able to get it out of that end zone is so different. Right now, John Elway taking a little bit of time because he wants to make sure he's got all the information right.
Well, this is not the 2-minute warning, but the officials have ruled a timeout. We'll be back in Denver after these messages. Broncos elect to go for it rather than to leave the Ravens in range. Oh! They stacked up at the goal line on a brilliant play by the Ravens defense.
Terrell Davis had some air, and nothing but a great defensive play could have stopped that. The goal of the defensive line is to cut under the offensive line. But look at this. Ed Sutter, Tim Gold making the hit. Is the ball over the line? It might be.
But how difficult is it for the officials not to reward that play? On first down, Testaverde tries to go deep. The Floyd Turner, Michael Jackson was also in the area. It'll be second down 10.
And you're right. Ed Sutter, Tim Gold, Stephon Moore comes on. You're going to see him coming at the end. He'll be the one that keeps Terrell Davis out of the end zone, supposedly. But the front of that white line is over the line. That ball is right there. It has crossed the line. And Mike Shanahan visibly upset.
Furious at the officials. Shanahan believes his team deserved the touchdown on the play. You could see in the replay that it appeared the ball had broken the plane, but again, how tough for the officials not to award the brave play. And on second down, the pass is dropped, intended for Turner, and that's a rare drop for Floyd Turner.
Yeah, I don't want to go so far as to say he short-armed it, but he certainly felt that there was some pressure coming in the inside.
So now Testaverde faces third down 10 from inside the 1-yard line.
And as I said before, it is so hard to work from this condition down this deep in your own. You are so limited as far as how much drop you can take and also the implications.
Testaverde today, 25 of 40, 318 yards, 4 TDs. He needs a completion right now. Picked off. Tyrone Braxton. It was Jumpy Geathers. Jumpy Geathers, the free agent pickup from the Washington Redskins, was right there in front of Testaverde.
You're going to see it, Jumpy, right in the center of your screen. Boy, what a great move. He's the one that forced Testaverde to throw the ball.
Bronco pass rush, a newly discovered property this year, the big factor in the fourth quarter along with Elway's offense. 2 seconds to go in Denver. The Ravens still with 2 timeouts remaining. John Elway and the Broncos with the football at the Baltimore 15-yard line after Tyrone Braxton's interception was set up by the pressure on Testaverde provided by 13-year veteran Jumpy Geathers. He says he doesn't think he'll be here next year because he doesn't think there'll be room for him. But what a contribution he's making this year. The give is to Terrell Davis. Davis has a gain of about 4. Ravens will use a timeout. And we welcome those of you who have been watching San Francisco's come-from-behind win over the Cincinnati Bengals. Here in Denver, there was a brilliant come-from-behind effort by the Baltimore Ravens after the Broncos jumped ahead of them 14-0 very early in the first quarter. The Ravens eventually took the lead at 34-31, and then John Elway, with yet another fourth-quarter comeback, brought the Broncos down the field 93 yards to put them back ahead in the football game, 38-34. Moments ago, the first interception of the day against Vinny Testaverde, who has otherwise had the most brilliant day of his career. This has been some football game, Bob Goen.
And that set up here, this Testaverde dropped back, Jumpy Geathers, the old guy, making a shot, taking a shot on Vinny Testaverde, forcing the bad throw. Braxton going up and making a nice snag. But we've got to remember, before that play even took place, it was a fourth down situation on the goal line. Denver trying to go over the top. Terrell Davis with a dive over the top. Stopped by Ed Sutter, by Stephon Moore, by Tim Goad. Looked like from the replay that the ball had crossed the plane. The referees did not see it that way, and thus